All right, welcome everybody. This is JRock, your host, and we are going to do a live market analysis breakdown for you. I am just waiting on a couple other people to join, and we will get rolling. Let me see. Jump on here real quick. Give me 1 minute, and then I will share the screen, and we'll go forward. Go. All right. Let's see. Let me unmute you. Sean, you there? No crying babies. No crying babies in the background.
We're driving.
You're driving?
No, I'm not driving. I'm riding.
Okay. As long as you're riding, you're okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and share my screen. Welcome to everybody around the world. I see you. And there, I am feeling much better. Still probably about 70%, but I will continue to get better as time goes on. Haven't got my lab results back yet, but no worries. Let's go ahead and jump right to it. I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to look at the first thing is actually Forex Factory. One of the things you guys want to look at is Forex Factory and the upcoming news for the week. You always go to Forex Factory and take a quick look at what's going on. We see that tomorrow, Monday at 5:30 a.m., you are going to get U.S. dollar core retail sales month over month, retail sales month over month. So we have some high impact news coming. And then the Australia dollar, we have high impact news as well. Tuesday, early morning, the British pound is going to have average index earning. And then U.S. dollar building permits, that's really not a big one. Wednesday, British pound, high impact, the Canadian dollar and U.S. dollar, New Zealand and Australian. So there's high impact news for the coming next few days. We are going to have Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Britain, and the U.S. dollar. Okay, so that's what we're looking forward to. Let me jump over. I'm going to move that out of the way, and I'm going to go to the futures. I'm going to look at this. I have an app called investing.com app that I downloaded to my phone, and you can also go to their website and check it out. But if we go and look at the futures, the Dow is down 113 on the futures, S&P 500. So the stock market is going to open up down. Obviously, we expected that because of the tweets that have been going on and the things that are happening. As I say, you can never predict social, economic, or political news, but when it happens, that's when you can make money if you get on the right side of that trade and you follow whatever is going on. If you have a basic understanding of what will happen to a pair if President Trump tweets, or if somebody else raises some harebrained scheme across the world, like chemical weapons dropping in Syria or a nuclear threat by Russia. So you got to stay tuned to the news. I don't watch the news during the day. I do keep an eye on it, but I don't listen to the channels because the news is very crazy. And it's almost like it can make you become emotional. And you can't trade emotionally. You have to trade with your sound mind, focused on what the chart is saying, but you have to expect news to happen. That's why you want to use stop losses, because things can change in 30 seconds. I've been in a trade, I remember last June, and Trump tweeted something, and the pair that I was in dropped 130 points in 30 seconds. And fortunately, I was on the sell side when it did it. And it bounced back up about 45 seconds after that. So I didn't get out, and I didn't have a trailing stop loss. So I missed out on that. But I saw my account jump about $10,000 in 30 seconds. And then 45 seconds later, it was back to where it was. So if you learn to employ trailing stop losses, you will be very profitable in situations like that. And you'll also protect yourself from blowing your account. So I bet you that blew a lot of people's accounts that were over leveraged or on the wrong side of that trade. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump over to the currencies. I like to look at the currencies as well. and mainly the US dollar index. Well, if you look there, the US dollar index futures, I'm going to put it at the top of the screen right there, is up, and the euro index is up. So let me jump over to a chart. I got this MetaTrader pulled up, and I'm going to go to the day chart of the US dollar index. Now, I only have the RSI on my chart and the 5-period moving average. So this is a 5-day moving average. Just to clean my chart out for most of you that say my lines, I got too many moving averages, and you get freaked out because you haven't learned to use them, and you say you lose money because you don't understand them. Well, like I say, it's just like having a car. If you don't know how to operate the car, how to maintain the car, just buying a car or having a license doesn't mean you know how to use it. So learn how to use it, learn how to use indicators, and you will be profitable. The moving average indicators are powerful. Right now, what I see is on the day chart, we have a double bottom, and we also have higher lows. So let me just draw that for you. So here's my double bottom right across there, and then I've got a low here and a higher low. Now, what I'm expecting, or I'm seeing, that this right here is getting on top of the 5-period moving average. So the anticipation is, what we're expecting is that it's going to go up based on this chart. But what happened over the weekend? Well, if you know that we went to drop some bombs on Syria, and then Russia's saying they're going to prepare for nuclear war. Well, what do you think that's going to do to the US dollar? It's going to go down. What is that going to do to gold? It's going to go up. So many people are expecting gold to skyrocket at market open, or to gap way up. We don't know what it's going to do yet, but I'm anticipating a gap up. Sean, what have you been seeing on the indexes that you've been putting out? You gave some analysis on that you want to share. And do you have the ability to share your screen? You there, Sean? Or did you drop off? Did I lose you? Make sure he's still unmuted. Unmute. Thought you can control that. There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Let me look. Let me see if I can get the indexes back open on here. I wish I'd have been able to do this at home, but the family dropped a surprise park visit on me. So we're driving to the park right now. From what I looked at, when I saw the U.S. dollar index, what was it, Friday, whenever I did my analysis, I think we're back under the 50-day. You didn't have, all you had was the 5 on yours right now, right?
Yeah, let me go ahead. I'll add that to my chart while you're doing that, unless you want to bring your, are you able to share your screen, or you don't have that right now?
Let me see. Going back over to it.
All right, so there's the 50-day. Yeah, we're right under that on the day chart.
Yeah. And then that was across, and the euro is back. The euro is back on top of it. So it's still, those two have been mirror images forever. We're expecting the mirror image to continue until one of them finally breaks out of this consolidation period. I think that as long as we've been consolidating here, there's a good chance of the USD continuing downward. We're hoping it doesn't, just because I'm anticipating it to go up as well, just because of the economic position we're in. But like you said, the social and the political cloud is keeping it down. I think I looked for NZD to I think the NZD is breaking out of it. Yeah, so you do have kind of somewhat of a flag pattern there too.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, was the bear flag. People are saying that U.S. dollar is going to come down to 100 against the yen on UJ, and the index is looking pretty good where it's consolidating, and the potential for it to push up again, but it's got to break above. Let me lower this and then open that up. It's got to break above that previous high point and put in a higher high up here. So if it doesn't, then it will continue down. If it stops at this point and comes down, well, then we're putting in more of a pennant pattern if that continues. So we have to see if it's going to do that, break out, or if it's going to come back down. But it depends on what is going on politically and in the economic realm. We know we're good, but in the political realm, it's not so good. So carry on.
Let me see if I can open up my. Let me get the hashtag. Can you look up hashtag US indexes? I mean the weekly indexes in the Telegram. I've got them all posted there. It'd be easier than trying to show you on my phone just because I can't put them all.
And that's in
Hashtag weekly indexes.
all right, and that's on the main chat.
And the main chat, yeah.
Let me just look that up real quick.
Weekly.
Yeah, it wouldn't be under weekly. You put WEKLY.
Hashtag weekly indexes, yeah.
I'll just do weekly. It's not pulling up any results.
I'm searching it on mine.
I'm just going to scroll back and look. I think you did it. There's
Friday.
Oh, that was another guy. Let's see. Yeah, everybody's talking about. Sorry, we're scrolling through this kind of quick, just to get back to where we were talking about the indexes earlier.
They're tagged. You know, I know. I put it up above it, unless it didn't save.
Yeah, no worries. Well, a lot of chatter happened over the weekend. All that.
Yeah.
There you go. Index prediction. That's what you got. So that's the one you're looking at.
Yeah. That's the final. Well, that was the final cause, but I wanted to go back up and see why I've called that. You can go keep scrolling. It's not too much further up than that. The chart should be.
There you go. So index prediction. Okay. That's what you call it. All right. So you're calling a pound.
That was the week before. That was the week before. I reposted the.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I forwarded that one. Keep scrolling up. There we go.
Oh, right here. So now this was April 13th. GA started out strong buy. You want me to open that up?
Let me do it on mine, just so that I can control which one we're looking at. Because right now I hate to sit and ask you to go up a little bit, down a little bit.
Oh, it's all right. I see the other ones you're talking about. There you go. So okay. Canada. So EXY. Yeah, these are all your indexes. Okay, I got you.
Yes. Yep. There. Yeah. Click on that one. That's the one. That's the one I'm looking for a big move on. I'm looking for NZD to break out of this flag and fly. Yeah, right. NZD. ZXY.
Gotcha.
For anybody who's not familiar, I open up TradeView. This is just a TradeView chart. I keep updating them. But look, there was a clear bull flag that we finally broke above, and I'm looking for it to continue upwards towards that trend line. So we're looking for a strong buy on NZD, and then you just got to find whatever's weak against the NZD to make it a clear move. So if that's all we're looking for is one pair against another, because that's what we're trading is indexes. That's why right now the Euro USD, they're both just consolidating, going up and down. That's why the price action has stayed in this one little spot. We're not moving anywhere because neither one of them have made a clear break in one direction or the other. So that's what a lot of people don't think about is the fact that we trade indexes against each other, and that's what we're looking for is one that's moving hard against another for the clearest direction. Okay, so I look at that chart right there, and I think JRock, you agree? NZD clear buy.
Oh, absolutely. And I actually called a buy on that with another call that I think I did on Friday morning or Thursday night. If I go and look at NZD JPY, let me just pull that up real quick, and I will show you what I saw. All right, so this was NZD JPY. That last day was Friday, and I said that was a clear rally with that last green candle on Thursday, and I said we're going to go up. So we did go up, and then we pulled back on the day, but we're still holding the 5-day moving average. If we go to the month chart and look at it, we're still pushing up, even though we're under that 50-month moving average, the purple line right there, that's been curving. But we put in a solid bottom across all months right here. So over the last year and a half, really, we put in a solid bottom right there at 76.76 on that NZD JPY. Let me look at the weekly. Yeah, see the weekly also, if you look how it held, I mean, that's a beautiful pattern of the five-week moving average. And when people realize how they can use the moving averages to their benefit for swing trading, look at how it held the 5-week moving average all the way down. Then when it hit a bottom and it consolidated in this area, look how it got back on top of that period moving average, and it rode it all the way up. So you would have been in from way down here at, well, let's say if you waited on confirmation, somewhere in this area, 78.29, all the way up till you found some hesitation, 82.62. That is 400 points, 400 pips, excuse me. Points or basis points, that's a micro pip. So 10 micro pips is 1 pip. 10 micro pips is 1 pip.
Right.
I use points a lot. I say a point a lot because I'm so used to stock trading and we call it points. But then you look how it came back down, and it rode the 5 all the way down. So we've got a beautiful pattern that is played out, and now we're on the upswing. So the 50, it didn't really respect the 50-week moving average on any of these in this area. It just went straight past it. So we're right here, and we're going to continue to push on up. So that's the NZD to continue to ride the 5 as we go up.
And the indexes for the JPY, they agree with that also. If you go back and check out the JPY chart, it looks like it's pulling back on the weekly. It's pulling back down to that 200-week moving average that I've been talking about for almost a month now, saying it was going to come back down to touch the bottom side, because it's already, touch top side of it. It's already tested the bottom side right there on the left side of the screen, came back up, hit it again, consolidated, trying to get above it, broke above. Now we got to test the top side of it to make sure that the reversal is for real. We're really going to start coming back up now. So that's why I'm expecting it to come down, touch the top side of the 200 on my chart is the yellow line. I have a feeling we're going to touch the top side of that, and then it's going to rock it. So
okay, so that's your 200.
My 200.
And this is a day chart.
This is a weekly.
All right, so this is JPY index,
yep.
And it is the week.
Yep.
And Sean has his 200 colored yellow. I don't know why.
That's old stuff. That's old stuff. I can't add all the moving averages to my trade view. I'd have to start.
No worries. So you think it, and the 200 is a very powerful moving average across all time frames. It is the last line of defense, as I call it. I got another friend of mine, Antonio. He likes to call it Big Mama, and it works. Say, whenever you come to Big Mama, she's going to turn you around, whichever side you're on. So it may take you a couple times trying to get past her, but she's going to jerk you back. So if you want to use that type of analogy, and I would agree that JPY is probably going to do what Sean has listed here, drawn out on his chart. It's probably going to bounce right off the 200. Maybe not too far. It may bounce up a little bit, but if it's still showing weakness, then it could break down after a couple. Let me go back over here and see. Now, there's where it tested it a couple times, and it finally powered through it. Well, when it plowed down below it, you see right there, that was a major move to the downside. It didn't even respect the 200. Well, it kind of did. If you look on that date, a couple weeks prior to that, it did almost bounce off of it with the long wick, 2 candles before the breakdown. So it still respected it.
That's what I think the 200 is absolutely the most respected the JPY has been having. So that's why I figured if we're going to reverse right here, we're going to do a topside test to go ahead and confirm we're going to keep on going up.
And here's another thing.
I've been watching for a while.
Yeah, here's another thing that I like to tell people about. I'm going to draw this line across the bottom right here. This is your RSI 50 line, and I tell people that is a powerful line in the RSI indicator. So we are almost at the 200 right here, and when we're in an uptrend, this will channel between the 50 and the 70 on the RSI chart with an occasional break above it or an occasional break down below it, but it will stay in that range above the 50 and between the 70. And if you look right there, we're almost to the 200, and right here we're almost to the 50 line on the RSI. So that is very good, and it looks like a potential reversal is coming on JPY unless we get some very bad news. Okay.
Then my other call was the GBP CAD. So if we can look at the GBP and the CAD index, I like to see what you thought about those two also.
Yeah, well, you know what I think about GBP. That pair is nuts. Anything with pound in front of it, you better be careful. It'll make you a lot of money, but it'll also wipe you out because of the power and the volatility of the pound pairs. They move very strongly. I don't see the GBP in that list.
Yeah.
It might be lower. It wasn't in that list. So let me scroll down a little bit here.
No, they're all 8 of them right there.
Fairfield, Texas.
No, I didn't see it in that list. Oh, there you go. BXY. Sorry, my bad. All right. Yeah.
Strong run up. It's been running strong, and I found that yellow line up there. I can't remember what value it is.
Whoa.
Yep, 2-year-old. I can't remember. Yeah, it's got a strong price resistance, and I didn't zoom out far enough for you to show up. There's more points where it was respected.
I'm going to show you
that screen.
Yeah, I'm going to show you on MetaTrader. I'll just do GA and bounce over here to the month moving average, and that's why we have resistance. And actually, I need to go ahead and add the 200 moving average real quick, so just hang tight with me. Let me add that, and I color mine red as a major battle line, and then let me put in the 100 real quick. All right, so on the month time frame for the pound Australia, we have the resistance right now is at the 50-month moving average, and it's kind of topped out up here when it had momentum to take it through at 1.85, and we may break above that, or we could come back down. You see my line, my red line that I have drawn across the bottom there. I think we may come back down on the pound Australia to 1.7838, though we are showing strength right now for the month of April. But it could power up. It could do like it did over here on this part of the chart where it did not come back very far. And this pair may just power on through that 50-month moving average and keep going up. If I look at the week time frame, there's your solid resistance, and that's your 200-week moving average. We've got 4 weeks that we've been pushing the resistance area. And last week, we had a long leg doji that formed. If you see that last week, that is called indecision. So what is going to happen this week? What do you think? I know what I think is going to happen.
I do too. I think it's going to blow through it.
I think it's going to blow through it too. And that's what I've been saying. I'm with the price action that took place in the last week where, I mean, it would come down 100 points and then it would run up 200 points and it'd come down 100. It's just shaking the crap out of everybody. And if you're not solid in your conviction and you're not over leveraged, you're going to be, if you are over leveraged and you're not solid in your conviction, you're going to be wiped out. But with this 5-week moving average right here, we are holding that. So my guess is we're going to open and then just plow through that 200-week moving average, and we're going to go straight up. The potential for it to come down, I would give that about a 10% probability and 90% probability for it to go up because the pound is a very strong currency. So that being said, let's look at the day chart and see. On the day chart, we're above the 50, 100, and 200. We're above the major and the intermediate moving averages, and we're consolidating. That is a very powerful flag pattern right there on the day chart. Very strong. There's your flag right there. And we are sitting above that 5-day moving average, so the breakout is coming very soon. I seriously doubt it's going to break down. And you wanted to look at Canada?
Yeah, Canadian. I think that, and while you're looking at the GBP pair, GU looks like another solid flag pattern. But like I said, I'm not trying to call any U.S. dollar or euro trades right now, just because the uncertainty is still there on both of them, and the news is affecting them too much. But
right,
CAD looked like it was going to be strong, but I still think it's going to come down and touch the bottom of that. I still believe it's going to come down and touch that trend line. It's been held. It held it for a while. Let's see if you can see that. Scroll a little further left.
Well,
no, it's got 2 points right there, and the only problem is, if it reverses here, it's going to come up, touch that 200. I think it's going to keep on coming back down.
Yeah, I mean, I could look at it right here and see that we got a downtrend.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still a bull flag pattern, but we're we're putting in lower highs and lower lows. So the possibility for it to bounce up one little bit and then come back down is very strong, in my opinion.
Yep.
So I'm going to widen this out a little bit, and I'm going to show you what I'm seeing. So as I said here, you got your lower highs and your lower lows. So if I were to stair step down, well, that's right there at your 200. So we may not hit that, and then we're going to come straight down to this trend line. We could put in a lower low down here, or we could bounce off of this trend line. It just depends.
Yep. So that's what looked like a GBP. I mean, GBP CAD buy was what I called in the.
Okay, let's go back to MetaTrader and look at this. You said GU. Well, I call GU to be a strong buy because against the U.S. dollar, the pound is just kicking butt.
I know.
And as I've said, people say, well, why do you think the dollar is weakening? Well, a lot of people can say whatever they want. I'm not saying this is a political call at all and call Trump an idiot and bash him all day long, but he's very smart with money and he knows how to make money. People say, well, look at all the bankruptcies. Well, friend, if you don't understand money and you don't understand how to manage wealth or manage debt and use the tax loopholes and the loopholes in the law to offset other debt, you're missing the whole point. And the point is he's very wise with money and he will use, it's called, there's a term, it just slipped my mind, but they basically will take a suffering company. The same thing is happening with Toys R Us right now. Toys R Us is going out of business because new buyers came in and bought the company out, and then they turn around and they open up new lines of credit and they straddle the company with debt to strangle it. And they will take a company and declare bankruptcy on it to offset other debt. And it's a tax help for other business, because when you open up a business or you own a business, the goal is to offset your profits and to not owe a lot of taxes. That's why business owners and the wealthy, they set up corporations, they set up LLCs to help themselves offset their tax that they would have to owe. Same thing with me. I set up LLCs and I will go to meetings, I will go to different places, and I may buy a stock, company stock, and then I will go to that town whenever they're having a meeting or something. I can write that off. Meals and entertainment. I can travel expenses, lodging, and anything that I do, I can say that I'm having a meeting about XYZ to do with this company, and I can write that off. So that if I conduct business and I'm making a profit, well, why do you want to pay taxes on all this profit if you can't figure out a way to offset those profits and reduce your taxes? It's the same thing with the U.S. debt. So what are they doing to the U.S. dollar? This is my whole point in saying all of that. They are devaluing the U.S. dollar for a reason, because we are 19, almost $20 trillion in debt. Why do you think the government wants to devalue the dollar? To make our debt worth less to our creditors. So China owns a lot of the debt of our nation. And if you reduce the value of our dollar, that makes their strength over our economy worth much less or worthless. I hope that makes sense to you. And so that's why China is now threatening, because their value of the debt that they hold is being reduced so much because the drop in the U.S. dollar, that they're saying they're going to leave the U.S. dollar and they're going to put it in gold. So that's why gold is about to skyrocket. I think gold will come down first and then shoot up, but we have to wait and see. I'm looking to buy gold around 1,200. It may not get there. I think it will, but we'll see. I think gold could go up over $2,000 an ounce. Right now it's at $1,350, give or take. So I hope that helps you understand a little bit more of the economy and the economic side of things, of why the U.S. dollar is coming down. It could be strengthening right now, but we are going to come down because they're making the debt worth less. With the pound U.S. dollar, we see on the day chart, that's a very strong pattern right now. We're almost at a triple top right now, 1.43. Let's go to the month. We are coming off the bottom and we are in a bull pennant pattern on the month time frame, and we are approaching the 50-month moving average, that purple line in the middle of your screen. And I think we're going to plow right through it. We may be turned back, but this is 4 months. Now, let me show you one more. I need to add one more moving average, and we'll call that the 34. And then I need to do one more. Actually, two more. Just to show you what we're doing and how moving averages play a pivotal role in the movement and watching the movement for reversal patterns. So I use 6 moving averages. All right. So we are solidly above the 5, the 10, and this is on the month time frame. And I'm just going to point them out to you. So this is the 20. Sorry about that. Bring that down a little bit. All right, so you got the 20 right here. You got the 10 as the orange. This is your 34. And this is your 50 up here. And then you've got the 5 right there. So 5, 10, 20, 34, and 50. And we are solidly above the intermediate and the minor moving averages. That's your 5, 10, 20, and 34, with the 50 is just the overhead resistance. And we've got 4-month candles pounding that door of resistance. What do you think is going to happen? We're going to plow right through it. We are very close. So the pound is going to go up against the U.S. dollar, in my opinion, based on the reading of this chart. And then we've got overhead resistance next stop right here at the 100-month moving average, 1.50, give or take. 150, that's probably where it's going to end up, around $1.50. We're probably going to $1.50. That would be a solid resistance level over the next month and a half. That is going to be about 800 pips up. So that's a solid swing trade. By the time the next month or so, and this is what I'm trying to get you to understand, you've got to anticipate. So by the time the next month comes, we break up, and then the next month comes, well, this is going to be down here a little bit, and that's where we're going to hit that resistance right at the 150 mark. And 1.50, that's a solid number. Solid. Okay, anything you want to add to that?
No, sir. That's I like that. I like the analysis.
Now here's the week time frame. Look at that. We're right at the 200-week moving average. What do you think is going to happen? That's why we hesitated on Friday. We went through it a little bit. Well, this week we may drop down a little bit, but friend, I bet you this week we plow right through that. We could go up to 140, 1.45. That'd be about 300 points this week on the pound US. I really think that could happen. Solid bull flag, bull pennant actually. And I hope you know the difference between a flag and a pennant. This is a pennant and this is a flag.
Yep.
And you can have a flag pattern that does this, it's straight, or it's pointed up. That's a pennant. And you can have a flag that does this, up like that, that's straight like this, or that's even pointed down. Those are bull flags, and then the reversal is a bear if they're upside down. But this is a solid pennant pattern. Bull pennant because we're going up. So the expectation is to explode right through that. And if we go to this mark right here, that's going to be 300 pips just on this trade alone. If you do a 0.10 lot, that is $1 per pip. So that's going to be $300 swing trade probably this week. It could happen in one day. It could happen in two. But that is the potential. Let me jump to the day chart and we'll just see what's happening here. Yeah, we did come down a little bit, but we're still riding at 5. So I think that's good, bro. Here comes that 5 right here. This next day probably is going to shoot straight up. All right, what else?
Those are the only 2 solid calls that I wanted to make this week based on the indexes.
So New Zealand to rally and the pound to rally.
No, the pound to fall. Yeah.
The pound to fall?
Yeah, down to the 200. Down to the 200 week.
Oh, on the pound index.
Yes, pound index.
Well, let me go back here.
I'm sorry. I'm walking. No, the yen to fall. Yen
I
to
was
fall.
gonna say,
Yeah, pound to rally, and the NZD, the New Zealand dollar to rally.
Yeah,
apologize.
because saying the pound to fall, that just negated
Yes.
everything.
No. I'm sorry. No. The pound. No. I like the pound. I'm bullish on the pound still.
All right, so y'all got that. He is saying the same thing, and I agree with it wholeheartedly, that a solid buy on the pound GBP and on NZD, and then to sell the yen, JPY, and the US dollar. And actually, I'm going to throw XAU into the buy side as well, because I think gold has the potential to rally. Boy, gold really rocked everybody's world up this past week when it shot up the way it did, and they thought it was going to come down. They were trying to sell it. Take a look at this on Wednesday. Let's go look at that hour chart. Wednesday, boy, they were trying to sell that rocket. They were trying to sell it here, and it shot up again. When it hit all the way up here, trying to sell it right at that area. And then it came down a little bit, and then boom, it exploded. Rocked everybody's world right there, and then the play come all the way back. Well, this is what they should have looked for. My go-to time frames are the 30-minute and the 1 hour. And if you see where I have my RSI set to 80 and 20, well, this was a powerful pullback play when it finally hit right in that area. And if you follow that line all the way up, that's when it hit up here when we went above 80. So that was a perfect time to enter a sell on XAU. All right, and I know a lot of people love to trade gold. It is dollar for dollar on your lot sizes. So we're expecting a potential, and here's what I'm going to warn you about on the day chart. Let's see, gold. Gold has broken above that down. I have this line right here. When it was in a downtrend, well, gold has broken above that on Wednesday, plowed above it, and then pulled all the way back to the line. Now it looks like we're going to keep going up. So that broke above that channel trend line. Now, we are also in a very bullish pattern on gold. If you look on the day chart, this is a bull flag pattern. Increase my wick here, or pen size right there. That is a bull flag pattern right there. And we are at this level, so the look for it to rocket up is going to be very strong and to rally right through. Let me zoom in and you can see what I'm talking about, because we are catching up on the 20. We rode the 20, which is that white line right in the middle of your screen. So we're above the 5, 10, 20, 50, 34, 100, and 200. We are very bullish at this time, and we are going to push resistance. What could you expect from gold? Let me just see. I'm guessing that we're probably going to gap up because of the weekend's activity, and we may fall first. Actually, let me do green, because this is what I'm expecting. So I'm expecting the potential for us to gap up and then to come down first and put in a lower wick. And here's the 10 coming here, and then the 5. And then we shoot straight up like that. So that's what I'm expecting the gold candle to look like on today coming up. And then we shoot straight up and come back. We could go all the way up to 1370. So if we go to 70, that could be about 250 pips. That is if it holds that bullish move. What do you think? You got anything that you think may not happen?
No, I agree. I'm bullish on the gold too, just because the U.S. dollar is still most likely going to be falling this week.
Right. And that's because of the political situation, the rhetoric. People are scared of the dollar, thinking that our economy is going to suffer because of it. Well, we'll see. We will see. But that's what I'm thinking this thing will look like. All right. Let me jump over here and see if we got any questions. I'm going to bring the listeners in on this real quick and see if I've got any questions. Welcome to everybody on the call. And hopefully we have given you enough to look at. Let me just scroll through here. Yeah, what happens when Trump tweets, Jennifer, US dollar, UJ, GU. I think anybody knows, and that normally happens during the London session. I don't know if he lives in London, but he likes to do it around 2 or 3 in the morning. And sometimes I wonder if he does it just to see what the currency market's going to do. Kind of, I don't know. I'm going to stay away from that one. But yes, UJ would be a sell if Trump tweets, unless he treats something good, which it hasn't been good lately. So the probability is on the side of UJ to fall when Trump tweets. All right. That's my guess, because it's usually saber rattling he's doing against other global leaders. Yeah, Katia Martinez Aguirre. You don't have the U.S. index. Some brokers will not have it, so you would have to go to investing.com, download that app, and it will be in the currency section. So I actually just took that off there.
Do they have the rest of the indexes on there also?
On where?
On your investing, do they have the New Zealand dollar? And
yeah, let me just show you right here. So if I scroll across the top and I go to currencies, so scroll down, I put the US dollar index and the euro index, and then let me see where the rest are at.
I downloaded that investing, but I haven't been using it for that. I didn't know that I could get all of them. I've still been using TradeView for the 8 indexes. I've got it posted. I can repost it in the chat in a minute what the 8 indexes are that I follow.
Okay. Yeah, let me go back to the markets and see. So, yeah, I've got the different pairs that I've added on there, but US dollar index, euro index, I don't have the NZD index on here. I probably would have to go and see if I can add that by looking through. But I'll do that in a little bit. But you can look on there and see what you have as far as adding and taking away. But investing.com, very, very good app to have and help you out. All right. Let's see. Go back to the top here. Sorry, I got to find where I'm at. Try this week. About 15 minutes till market opens, and y'all know that market opens 5 p.m. Eastern. However, spreads are going to be really out of whack, but I'm just interested to see what gold's going to do whenever that market opens. CAD Jappy, very slow mover. If you like to turtle pace, you want to go with CAD Jappy. I'll show you that in a minute. NZY, yep, we're looking at a buy on that. Yes, Serena, you need to talk to Sean about his yellow 200. I don't know what his deal is. But let's see. You guys cut out NZD. Yeah, we talked about that one. Deferments. GU, yep, we talked about that. Yes, it is recorded. You should be able to see my screen. Gold, we just talked about that. Veronica. Considering the bombing of Syria. Yeah, the yen. I don't know about the yen. We're mainly, when we did the analysis on the yen and NZD, it was because of the chart. We're going by technical analysis on that. Like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, a chart is worth $1,000 once you learn how to read the charts and you know how to do your basic lines of horizontal lines of support and resistance, your channel trend lines, diagonal, and then you learn how to read the moving averages. I don't need to use horizontal trend lines or your diagonal support and resistance channel trend lines, because I can just see it and the moving averages provide it for me as well. All right. GB, NCD, yes, Serena, thank you. In that same thought, GBP, JPY, the pound yen should start to climb back up this week. Yeah, really did a number. That pound yen is real crazy. That's my bipolar pair. What do you post your RSI on? Most RSI is on 70-30. I'll put it on 80-20, and that gives me a better signal whenever it's up that high or down that low. And I use the 30-minute time frame and the 1-hour time frame.
I just put the 8 indexes and the Cryptos chat room again, and also in the chat here in this Zoom session.
All right. And so Sean's saying he'll repost those indexes. Y'all can go and look at. That's in Cryptos chat room. UCAD, if he thinks, did you say Canada? You thought Canada index was going to fall?
Yes, fall.
Okay.
So,
well,
against the dollar. So then it's a fight. It's a fight to see who falls faster, which is why I don't play those. It's going to be either consolidation, or you're trying to see who's going to fall faster. And I don't like those. That's why I look for indexes that are going to be going the opposite direction of each other, because it's a stronger move, more money to be made. They're both moving the same direction. You can go off the chart, the individual chart, because they also show things that are different from the indexes. But I like opposing pairs. That's what I look for.
Right. And I hope y'all understand what he's saying. In this situation, when we're looking at U.S., Canada, we think that they are both potentially going to fall. Well, it's a fight between each one to see. It's probably not going to be a good mover, because it's going to be a consolidation type trade, because they are both weak. And if the U.S. dollar is going to be weak, then it may fall faster. But if Canada is weaker, then it'll fall. So it's really a struggle between those two, and probably not a good pair. What Sean is saying is you want to look for opposing trends, like New Zealand and Japan, where New Zealand is showing a strong bullish trend, and Japan, the yen, is in a pullback. That's when you know you're going to have a good trade, and your probability of profit goes way up. All right. I put my odds 80-20, as I explained. Yeah, Canada against the Swiss franc. Definitely, I think the Canada's weak and the Swiss franc is probably strong. We'll look at that here in a second.
Yeah, I don't remember what I put on there for.
Right, I'll take a look here. U.S. dollar is going down and Japanese yen is going down. What's going to happen to UJ? Well, that's the same thing we just explained with U.S. Canada, that it's going to be a slow fight. That's why I kind of moved on from UJ. I used to trade it early on, but it's such a slow turtle mover, and I'm not here to watch turtles race. I'm here to make money and to capture some pips. And you want to capture pips, well, you don't want to mess with UJ. If you like it slow and steady and back and forth all over the place, well, trade UJ. I know, Twitter, right? Who knew Twitter could ever impact markets? Well, I really think it's the person behind the Twitter account. But anyway, again, we won't go there, Veronica. Try to stay out of that political realm, because it's just too crazy. NZD Canada, yes, I would say, Larry D, thank you for that. NZD. If Canada's weak and New Zealand is strong, that's definitely a good buy for any NZD Canada. I would have to see how that moves. If it's a slow mover, I don't know. I don't like slow movers. Bitcoin USD. I think Bitcoin is on an upward trend. It may go to 10,000, 11,000, and then pull back. They got analysts saying that it's going to go to 100,000 by next year, whatever. We would have to see it to believe it. Go ahead.
No, so I was telling my daughter to get out of the walking path.
Oh, okay. JRock, do you only use your phone for trading? I have been using my phone for trading for the last several months. And here in the last couple of weeks, I started using my laptop, because I have been moving to more of an advanced trading platform, and I had other things that I had to do. So I have it set up on both my phone and on my laptop. But you have to understand, and here's what I want you all to understand, that the cell phone, you can use it to make trades, but if you are going to do bigger trades and more advanced trading, you want to use your laptop, your Windows version of the trading platform that you are working with, whether it's MetaTrader or CTrader, which I'm moving to CTrader app. And it's a safer version. It's more advanced for traders. I made 2 videos today that I posted on my JRock channel, Telegram, t.me/JRock Forex, also on my YouTube channel, JRock Forex. I posted them to teach you how to use it. The MetaTrader 4, well, let's just say the CTrader is a more advanced trading platform. Even on the mobile version, it has trailing stop loss, and it has a close all feature that you can close all of your trades at the same time. You'll just go watch the videos and you'll see. Also, with trading on the mobile phone, there's what's called a latency issue, or data or signal issue, because CTrader and MetaTrader, they are data heavy mobile apps. And so they pull a lot. And when you're trying to get into your trade or get out of a trade, you're going to see slower movement across different brokers even, than if you were on your laptop and using regular connection, data connection, okay, where you have higher speeds. Even with a cell phone on Wi-Fi, you're not going to get the same speed that you would get from a laptop or a computer trading platform. Okay. All right. Let's see. Finviz.com. I don't know what that one is. Finviz.com, Vlad. You'll see the strength of the currencies. Okay, looks good. We'll take a look at that. All right, Josie. Thank you. And my moving average with colors, I have that on my pinned message in the chat room, Kryptos chat, in the Telegram channel. Kryptos with a K. Kryptos chat. And the pinned message at the top. You should be able to see it once you join the room, and then scroll down in the pinned message and you'll see my colors. No, I've never used the cloud. I looked at it a couple times. I could learn it, but moving averages have worked for me. It's what I learned trading professionally, that professional traders use moving averages. And, you know, one of the things I hear people talk about, they say, well, you got too many lines on your screen, and I don't understand the moving averages. Well, yeah, if you don't understand it, you choose not to understand it, well, keep doing what you're doing. Keep losing money. But when you understand how to use moving averages, that professional traders use moving averages, then you're going to start making money right along with them. And I showed you that on these charts. If I go to, I could just put the 5 period and the 10 period moving average on here. Let me go to, let's see. Well, I had GU up there, I believe. And when it gets in a strong trend, this is on the day chart. Look at how it holds that 5 for several days. All you really need is the 5 and the 10 period moving average. But if you want to know where major support and resistance are going to be, you want to have the 100 and 200 on there also. And I'm going to make a couple videos in the next couple of days on my moving averages. Going to be real basic videos to show you, help you understand and see the power of the moving averages. In consolidation, the moving averages have no real effect. It's just up and down all over the place. But you have to, even right there, check that out. When it jumped, it was way down here. It found support on the 100 right there. Even though it wicked below it, it fell below it, but it's not where it wicks, it's where the candle closes. And then boom, it jumped right on top of the 5 and it started riding the 5 up. Well, it got to the 50. It respected the 50 as resistance. This is on the day chart. And then finally, when it was ready, well, that big candle, if you look right here, this big candle, what did it do? It opened and it came down first. It faked everybody out. And then, pow, it shot straight up. Well, it's not where it wicks. It's where it closes. So you have to understand that when it jumps on top of the 5, it'll ride the 5 until the first pullback is to the 10. And then when it didn't quite reach the 10 on this chart, and then it exploded. Well, you've got to expect anything. But when you understand that chart, might want to mute the microphone.
What's that?
Might want to mute your microphone. Got a lot of wind noise. All right, there we go. Thank you, sir. So the moving averages play a powerful role. You can just look at a chart and see. And another thing I'll just share with you, we got a couple minutes till the market opens, but a lot of people, when they first come in and they learn to trade, they use the indicator MACD and stochastic. Those are lagging indicators that generally tell you what's already taken place. That's why you're only going to look for 2 to 5 or 10 pips. But when you learn to use the moving averages, you're going to capture 30 to 50 to 100 pips. And it's how much do you want? Are you looking for a small amount? Well, a lot of times when all you're looking for a small amount, small wins, yeah, that's fine. You can do it. But you tend to let your losses run and cut your profits short. And what the moving averages will help you do is let your profits run and cut your losses short. So when you see with the MACD, what does MACD mean? Moving averages, convergence, divergence. So if you're using the MACD, well, without any moving averages, what sense does that make? You've got to understand what MACD stands for. It uses the moving averages. That's what that indicator is all about. And the convergence, divergence, well, that means if the moving averages are coming together, if they're converging, coming together, or they're diverging, they're spreading apart. Well, when they are spreading apart, the MACD will go up or down depending on the direction of those moving averages. If they're diverging, which means they're spreading apart, then it's going to go up to the 80 or the 20, down to the 20, depending on the direction of those moving averages. So I could put it on my screen and show you, but I'm going to leave it. Right now, if you look at GU, excuse me. Wow. See, I am getting better. That's the first cough I've had in an hour. Excuse me. So when we broke above the 200-day moving average on GU, look at that powerful monster break right there in the middle of your screen. Powerful. That was a monster break above the 200-day moving average. And then from there, those moving averages did a major divergence. They all spread out. They fanned out. Well, then we consolidated for a while, and they all started converging right there. So big convergence, even though we stayed above the 100 and the 200, the light blue and the red line on the bottom of your screen. And then more consolidation, but we continued to push up, and we held the 100 and 200 all the way up. Now we're getting ready to do another big push up. However, we are getting pretty far away from the 100 and 200. So generally when that happens, you're going to get some sort of pullback. Like right here, when we had a big move, we are way away from the 100 and the 200. Right now, we're a little bit closer in distance from the 100 and 200. So we could get a strong push up, and then we're going to come back down. We'll probably come back down to test this support level, which is old resistance right now. It's resistance, but it'll become the support, because old resistance becomes new support. So this will come up here. The 200 will continue to rise, and then we'll come back probably all the way back here. So that's what you can expect. Stochastic, same way. But the bottom line is they are indicators. The moving averages is a powerful indicator that professional traders use. You want to learn how to use them. And I will make some videos to help you better understand them. And using the web analyzer, still working with Stephen Hooley on that to produce another strategy that will capture 10 to 15 pips based on what I've been back testing, so that more people can come in and be able to have a little more success on smaller time frames, like the 5 and 15 minute, capture more than just a few pips and not risk so much. And I've also been working with another couple out of California, Wendy and Linton, on helping them to make something that is simple for more people to understand and be able to see that they can come in and profit. But if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. The market just opened. It's 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. on the East Coast. And here's the day chart. GU has gapped up, and it is pushing up just a little bit. The spread, let me go to the 5-minute chart. I'm going to take a quick look here. Gapped up and pushed up. So we went about 34 to 44. So we're up, not too much, 10 pip gap up. All right, let me go ahead and see what else we've got, if this will start rolling. It's going to take a minute to start functioning as we see what's going to happen here. Let's go find NZDJPY. What has happened with that bad boy? Wow, nice. That is a 15 pip gap up from the close. Not bad. So good call there, Mr. Sean McGirt, on your analysis. RSI is pushing way up though, so we'll probably get a little bit of a pullback, or you don't always expect a pullback when you get the RSI that runs out of bounds, because if we are getting in a very strong move, that RSI could channel close to that 80 level for a while, and it will still continue in an uptrend. So don't just sell the RSI every time you see it getting into the overbought, and don't just buy when you see it getting way down into the oversold, because we could have a strong channel. Like prime example right here on your screen. Let me just show you. Move that out of the way. So when you got right here, that was way down in oversold territory. Well, where does that match? That match right here, we only got one little bit of bump up. That was probably about 15 pips. And then we came all the way down here, and we didn't get back to oversold territory. We had a low and then a higher low. So don't just automatically sell it when you see it get way down there. You've got to know what time frame to look at. All right. So everything looks good. and we're just going to have to wait till the market settles before we do anything drastic. You could probably make a little bit of money right now by selling the pullback, but you want to be careful. Just take your time. With that being said, it's been an hour that we've been on the call, and I want to let you guys go and get some rest, do some studying up, getting ready for the markets to move. And this is JRock and Sean, team JRock and Cryptos. Y'all have a blessed week, and we will see you on the inside. Take care now. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Let me stop this recording here.